Hello, hello everyone. This is Dr. Jayavardhan Balkhande, and I am here to start the BSc second year zoology semester third paper. That is, paper title is physiology. Friends, in earlier my lecture, I have already discussed the actual syllabus of this paper. Okay, it contains four different units. Today we are going to start the actual syllabus of this paper. So this paper title is a physiology, and before we start the uh, actual syllabus, we move towards the uh, what is physiology. Okay, so we know the physiology. It is the study of normal function of the cell, tissue, organ, system, and organisms. Simple word: the study of normal function of cell, tissue, organ, system, and the organism is called physiology. Or it is the study of biological function of how the body works, from cell to tissue, from tissue to organ, organ to system, and how the organisms as a whole accomplishes particular task essential for the life. Okay, as you can see here, the cell, tissue, organ, and the organ system and the body, the order of the things. That's why the physiology. Okay, now uh, when we think about this paper, the first part of this paper is a digestion. Okay, and in the digestion we have to see the intracellular and extracellular digestion. Okay, so start with the digestion. What is meant by digestion? How it occurs in all the animals from the protozoa to the mammals. Okay, so see here, all animals derive nutrients in the form of proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and water from their environment for performing life processes, for protecting the body, and for growth and development, etc. Okay, and out of these, molecules of monosaccharides, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and water can be absorbed directly in the alimentary canal. These are the some content. Okay, that content is directly dissolved in directly absorbed in the alimentary canal. But the complex molecules, such as complex molecules of proteins, fats, the polysaccharides, and the oligosaccharides of carbohydrates have to be converted into small absorbable units, for which the food passes through a complex physiological process called digestion. That's why the what is meant by digestion. So in simple word, the complex molecules, they are degraded, or the complex molecules, they are converted into simple and absorbable manner. Okay, so see here, in literal meaning, when we think about the digestion, so see here, the literal meaning of the word digestion is carrying a sender. Okay, and which means, it means what? It means breaking of organic food into smaller units by mechanical and chemical actions for the absorption. We know the digestion process, a number of chemicals is chemicals, they are responsible for digest the food material. Okay, they are called the enzymes. Okay, we will see the next. See here, the it mean therefore the digestion is a process by which complex, larger, and insoluble components of food are converted into simple, smaller, and absorbable molecules. Okay, what are that? The complex molecules, the larger molecules, and that insoluble molecules, they are converted into simple form, they are converted into smaller and the absorbable manner. Okay, so see here, when we think see this figure, the food contains complex substances which the body break down into the simple particles. Okay, so this hammer nothing but the factor responsible for the digestion purpose. Okay, now we move towards the intracellular digestion. We have to see the two digestion. In this digestion, this first is the intracellular and the another one is the extracellular. Two types of digestion is there. So see here, intracellular digestion. The intracellular digestion is a primitive process of digestion. Okay, intracellular digestion is a primitive process of digestion found in lower invertebrates, animal like a cellular protozoans. Those who don't have the we know the single cell protozoa. Okay, that particular protozoans, this type of intracellular digestion is occur. Okay, and their animals engulf their food by phagocytosis. The term phagocytosis, the animal they engulf their food. See here, this is the amoeba phagocytosis. Okay, and deeply this particular food, see here the blue color. Okay, it is engulfed by the animal. Okay, and it and enclose it in a food vacuole. This is the food vacuole. Okay, the phagosomes. So it encloses into the food vacuole, and enzymes filled lysosomes then fuse with the food containing food vacuoles. The lysosomes, it contain the enzymes that they fuse with the food containing food vacuoles, and after the digestion of food, after the digestion of food in food vacuole, end product of the digestion are absorbed in the cytoplasm. Okay, so this is the explanation of West here. So after the uh, digestion of food in food vacuole, okay, the end products, the products of the digestion are undigested food in the food vacuole are ingested out by the process called exocytosis. Okay, means the undigested food. Okay, that undigested food, they are uh, absorbed in the cytoplasm. Okay, then the undigested food in the food vacuole are ingested by the process called exocytosis. The process is called exocytosis. Okay, and the medium of the food vacuole is acidic initially and later on changes into the alkaline in nature. Okay, now this is nothing but the intracellular digestion in the animals. Okay, now again, see many multicellular invertebrate animals like marine filter feeder, brachiopods, rotifers, bivalve mollusks, cephalochordates also show intracellular digestion of the food. Okay, and existence of very small food particles is limiting factor for intracellular digestion, and it is called macrophagy. Okay, then the free living flatworms like Planaria, the exception is here because here the free living flatworms like Planaria exhibit both intracellular as well as extracellular digestion of the food. Okay, now we move towards the extracellular digestion. Simply the intracellular digestion they are found in the lower invertebrates. Okay, the term phagocytosis is very important as far as the intracellular digestion is concerned. Okay, so now see here, the next is the extracellular digestion. Okay, so see here, in most of the invertebrate and vertebrates, including human being, food is digested by digestive enzymes secreted in the lumen of the alimentary canal, and this type of digestion is called extracellular digestion. What is extracellular digestion? This is the digestion. It occur or it the food is digested by the digestive enzymes, and that enzymes is secreted by in the lumen, okay, of the alimentary canal, and this type of digestion is called extracellular digestion. Okay, and in the lumen of the alimentary canal, different foodstuffs are enzymatically broken into their constituent molecular units. We know the role of the enzymes in the digestion purpose. Okay, so they play a crucial role in the digestion. Then these molecular units are absorbed into blood through the intestinal epithelium and supplied to all the cells of the body through the blood. After the digestion process completed, whatever the molecule, whatever the food is um, absorbed by these molecular units are absorbed into the blood. Okay, and through the intestinal epithelium, and it's supplied to all the cells of the body through the blood only. Okay, now see here, this is one example of this is the human digestive tract. We can see here. Okay, so start with the mouth. So here it is the breakup food particles assist in producing spoken language. Okay, again it assists the producing spoken language, and the most important aspect in the digestion, the breaks the food particles. Okay, it it is in present it is performing in the mouth. Okay, then the salivary glands, again the saliva moisten and lubricate food. Amylase digest polysaccharides. Again, see here, this salivary gland is essential role in the digestive or the digestion purpose. Okay, then the pharynx for the swallows, then the esophagus transport the food. Okay, and this is the liver or the gallbladder and the pancreas. They are the associated gland with the digestive system. Okay, because these three glands, they play a crucial role while in the digestion purpose. Okay, what they perform, how they are important, because here this liver, it break down and builds up many biological molecules. Okay, then the gallbladder, it store and concentrate bile, and the pancreas, it hormone regulate blood glucose level, carbonate neutralizing stomach acid, here trypsin, then the chymotrypsin digest proteins, amylase digest polysaccharides, and lipase digest the lipids. So this pancreas, it contains number of enzymes. Okay, and that is helpful for the digestion purpose. Then the stomach, it store and churn the food. Then the pepsin digest. Small intestine, it complete digestion. Okay, then the large intestine, the reabsorb some water and ions. Okay, and lastly the rectum. Okay, see here, this is the rectum. Okay, and the last portion of the digestive tract is the anus. This is the one example of the digestive tract of human beings. Okay, now the extracellular digestion is found in animals showing macrophagy. Okay, and it is believed that the evolution of extracellular digestion in the animal took place in the form of an adaptation to digest larger food items. See here, friends, the why this extracellular digestion um, is present, because the animal took place because they have to digest larger food items. Okay, that's why as evolution is there. Okay, as in the evolution, this extracellular digestion in the animal took place. Okay, in the form of an adaptation to digest the larger food items. Okay, and the extracellular digestion is comparatively more efficient because the alimentary canal of these animals shows a regional differentiation. Okay, why it is very efficient? Because the alimentary canal, it having the number of uh, region is there. Okay, and it means that different parts of the alimentary canals are specialized for the different function. We will see one by one the four different region of the alimentary canal. Friends, see here, this is the functionally the alimentary canal can be divided into four different regions, and the uh, first region is the ingressive region. Okay, what is meant by ingressive regions? Here the function of this part of the alimentary canal is to ingest, that is the engulf the food, to masticate. Okay, masticate it, and hence this part is called receptor or ingestion area also. This is the area, okay, of this ingressive region, and this region include mouth and buccal cavity. Okay, now the next region in this alimentary canal is the progressive region. Okay, so this arrow, green arrow, see here, this this part of the alimentary canal is related with the conduction of the food, and hence called conductive region also. Okay, and it includes pharynx and the esophagus region. Okay, this green arrow, we'll see here the green arrow, and this green arrow shows the particular progressive region of the alimentary canal. Now the number third is the digressive region. Digressive region means this part of the alimentary canal is associated with the digestion and absorption of the food. Most important part of the alimentary canal as far as the digestion is concerned is the digressive region. So this part of the alimentary canal is associated with the digestion and absorption of the food. Okay, and that is why it is called digestive and absorptive region. Okay, this blue arrow you can see here, the stomach and the small intestine, these two parts, they are important, and they are includes into the digressive region. Now the last part of this alimentary canal is the egressive region. See here, water is absorbed and the fecal matter is egested out through this part of the alimentary canal. Therefore, this region is called excretive and water absorptive region. Okay, and it includes the large intestine and the rectum, or it includes the large intestine and the rectum. Okay, so this is the four different regions found in the alimentary canal for the extracellular digestion. Friends, we have already seen the what is intracellular, what is extracellular. So here a brief short comparison of these two, intracellular or the extracellular digestion. Here we can see here the intracellular digestion, the digestion of food occurs within the cell. Okay, the digestion of the particular food atom is occurs only within the cell, but here it is the digestion occurs in the cavity of alimentary canal. Okay, that is the difference between the intracellular digestion and the extracellular digestion. Then the digestive enzymes are secreted by the surrounding cytoplasm into the food vacuole. Whatever the enzymes required for the digestion purpose, that particular digestion enzymes are secreted by the surrounding cytoplasm into the food vacuole in the intracellular digestion, and in the extracellular digestion the digestive enzymes are secreted by the special cells into the cavity of alimentary canal. Okay, then the digestive products are diffused into the cytoplasm, and here in extracellular digestion the digestive products diffuse across the intestinal wall into various parts of the body through the blood. Okay, and in intracellular digestion, the intracellular digestion is a less efficient method, whereas the extracellular digestion is a more efficient method of digestion. Okay, and last part or the last point of this comparison is the intracellular digestion occurs only in unicellular organisms, means the single cell animals, and whereas it found the extracellular digestion it occurs in multicellular organs. This is somewhat the differentiation or the differentiation between the intracellular digestion and the extracellular digestion. Okay, so friends, this is a brief account of the digestion, intracellular digestion and the extracellular digestion. In if you have any problem regarding this lecture, you just